Okay, so here we are. I think this is the last shipment, at least I'm expecting, from my recent trip in Japan. And I have an idea of what they are, and I just cannot wait to see them and show them to you. So I am not as sophisticated as some of the other unboxing channels out there, so I apologize if I don't give proper details of the knives during the unboxings, but I will give proper details during the review of these knives. So if you guys are okay with that, please forgive me. Lots of newspaper. All right, so this is an Ikeda and Onryu. So I am a huge fan of both Ikeda and Onryu. And this is actually one of the knives that they have a collaboration efforts with, which is really cool. And something you guys need to understand about the Artisan knife makers is there's a lot of collaboration between blade makers and handle makers. This is one of them. Oh, oh man, that is beautiful. So beautiful. Wow. All right, so this here is a blue number 2, a hammered finish made by Onryu and Ikeda. And this is just a gorgeous knife. Beautiful polish on the spine and the choil. That is nice. So beautiful. It's got this kind of glazy, hazy mirror polish, which has a really nice kind of a rustic look to it. It matches the hammered finish really well on this knife. It's a 210, but it looks a little bit longer than a typical 210. The dimensions on this knife are just right. Oh man, it's very light, very nimble, and extremely well balanced, as you can tell, or as you can see. I cannot wait to use this knife in the kitchen. Beautiful, beautiful knife. All right, so this is a Camo R2 Damascus. Oh my goodness, look at this. Tell me this is not one of the baddest looking knives you have ever seen. Now this is a beefy knife. I mean, you see 240s all the time, but not with this sort of like girth throughout the heel all the way to the tip. And this, it just feels really nice in your hands. It has a great finish on the spine and the choil. It looks like we've got a ebony handle with a double buffalo horn on the ferrule and the end cap here. Oh man, but this finish is gorgeous. Yeah, really rustic, and yeah, such a nice knife. Oh my goodness. This knife is not leaving my collection ever. Okay, we have another knife here from Yu Kurosaki. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is a 270 millimeter. It's a slicer. It's a 50-50 bevel, and it's got that insane finish that he does with all of his knives. And I just love the way he finishes his knives. I actually have video footage of how he actually cuts his whetstones. I will show it to you. His big grinding stones, they have a very specific pattern that he cuts them with. And there's something that nobody else does. You guys will see exactly why his knives look the way they look. In addition to the other craftsmanship, that workmanship that goes into them. But in terms of how he finishes his knives, you guys will see exactly how he does it. Man, but this is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. It's like you're pulling a knife straight out of a video game. That's how his knives look. They're so unique, and there's no other knife maker out there that does what he does. And, so this is one of the knives that I had to pick up when I saw it. I mean, I just love his knives. And I'm going to have an entire wall of Kurosaki knives here at some point. Alright, so this one here is from Kato. Oh. Whew, that's a clean finish right there. Very clean, very nice looking knife. Great polish on the spine, great polish on the choil. Very rustic knife. I love it. It's 210. It's not very tall. It looks like about a 47 millimeter height. And just that great finish on the spine again. Again, I'll go through the details of why this spine detail on the Artisan knives are basically, you cannot replicate it with a machine, and there's a very specific reason why they actually do that. But we will talk about it soon. I cannot wait to use this knife in the kitchen. Okay, and these knives here are actually a part of a very specific collection. So let me pull them, let me try to sort them out. All right, so really quick backstory of this one. When I had a chance to visit with Kato-san over in Artisan, there was a very specific line of knives that it's been in the making for about 2 years. And I was privileged enough to get a hold of some of these knives here. And so these are basically variations of kind of the same knives, same series of knives. They're all R2 steel, and most of them have a ironwood handle. This one here is a 135 petty, gorgeous knife. I mean, I love petties. I actually use them more than I use paring knives personally. So this knife here is a part of the collection of these knives over here. But oh, so well finished, so well done, and just really gorgeous, really nice in your hands. These handles are custom made for this project with the ironwood handle, very comfortable in your hands. Then we have here the 210. This is the 210 3 layers with the same finish as the petty. Polish on the choil, on the spine. It is just spot on, and just it is such a joy to hold these knives, and I was so privileged to get a small collection of these here for myself. And so what people don't realize is that with these Artisan knives, every single detail is done by hand. And so the hammer marks that you guys see here are actually done by what they call spring hammers, but they're done with a different head on them, and they do them one at a time. So every single mark, every divot you see is done one at a time. And depending on the knife project that they're doing, they may space these holes out, or they may space the divots out at different intervals. And so it can take anywhere between 30 minutes to even an hour to do one side of a knife. All right, so this is, oh, look at that. So this is the same R2 core steel as what we just saw, except it has 69 layers of Damascus cladding. It is so beautiful. It's got the same ironwood handle, gorgeous handle, very comfortable. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I don't have enough words in my vocabulary to describe, the feelings and what I see. I mean, I can tell you it's a work of art, and it certainly is, but I think it's even more than that. Just enjoy it. So this is the same knife as what we saw on the 3-layer with the ironwood handle, except it uses cherry lumber for the handle instead of an ironwood. So it just has a slightly different feel to it. Obviously a very different look, more red instead of a gold brown, but the same shape of a handle, very comfortable, and the same great blade profile with that beautiful hammered finish. Same polish on the choil and the spine, so very nice, very, very nicely well done. So this is a 240 version of what we just saw. Yes, beautiful. Ironwood handle, hammered finish, or R2 core steel. And these are hand engraving. Behold the 240. I know I have an addiction. I know I do. Now this one here is the 69 layers. Look at that beautiful handle. I mean, these handles are just so gorgeous. When they hand engrave their name, I wonder what happens when they mess it up. Like, how upset would you be to actually mess up your name? I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of people who will still buy knives that have, cosmetic decals or cosmetic imperfections on these knives. I mess it up, I'd be a little upset at myself. And I'm sure that happens. So here's the 240 with the cherry handle. And this is a knife I really wanted to show you. Ta-da! Oh. So when I saw this knife, I said I had to buy that knife there. And then I saw the other knives. I said I have to buy the whole collection, which is what we have here. This one here is one of only two made. Well, that was available. Oh my goodness. That is so nice. This purple, I haven't seen this in about a month or so, but seeing it again just makes me love it all over again. And so you have the same grate, 69 layers of Damascus cladding on the R2 core steel, but that custom handle. And obviously there aren't many knives I have with colorful handles or with color handles at all, but now I've got the Yu Kurosaki with the blue handle or the turquoise handle, and I've got this Kato with this beautiful purple handle here. And this is actually wood. I believe this is actually using birch wood, and that'll stabilize it with a die. But it's got such a nice look and feel to it. And oh, I love this thing. I love this thing. Oh man. All right, so now time to make space on my wall. And finally, this one. Well, there's still room for more knives. These two knives are a secret project I'm working on. I can't tell you anything else. What you're seeing here, or what you're looking at right here, are two knives from Tojiro. And they are the basically the final production samples of a knife that I have designed that Tojiro is going to be making for me. And it's a Damascus cladded knife with a VG10 core steel. And the reason why there are two here is because the one on my left is actually using a glass bead polisher, and the one on my right is a stainless bead polisher. And so the look is very similar, but the glass bead polisher, it's a bit more glossy, a bit more reflective, so it has a more mirror finish to it as opposed to the stainless steel bead finish. I need a quick favor from you. I need you to let me know which finish you actually like better, the high polish of the glass or the more satin finish of the stainless steel. So based on your feedback, I will get on the phone with the folks over at Tojiro and okay the production. In about 3 to 4 months, we'll have a number of these for sale. Here is a request from me. Let me know which one of these knives you actually want me to review, and I can see about doing kind of like a voting system once a week, and you guys can vote on what knives and what whetstones you guys want me to review. The Kato, the Kamo, the Saji knives, the new M. Custas, the Yu Kurosaki knives, the Sukunaris, the Tanakas, the Kawamura knives, or do you guys want to see a restore video? Do you want me to take this, this raw blank right here? It's more or less in raw form. If you guys want to see me turn this knife into a usable knife in the kitchen, let me know in the comments as well. So I will get on it. Okay, All right, guys. Well, thank you for being here, and I'll catch you in the next one.